It's finally here. My name's Mikey, and this is a trailer breakdown for trailer number 1 for Grand Theft Auto 6. Our story is set in Leonida, based on the real-life state of Florida. You might see elements of South Beach, Miami, and all the surrounding counties. Our first shot gives us a look at a beautiful sunset. By the looks of it, it looks like a bunch of cars will be returning from GTA 5, as you can see here on the bridge. We get our first view at an airplane, complete with contrails. We also see a boat in the water, and we see the effects that it has in the water as it's passing by. Just so much attention to detail here. This might be one of the most advanced water systems in any video game ever. And I can tell that by just this one shot. In the background, we see a giant telecom tower. This is just going to be one of the most iconic spots in the game. You can already tell everybody's going to be base jumping off of that. I can't even imagine how long it's going to take us to climb up there using the ladder. The next shot is of a prison. Then we get our first look at the female protagonist named Lucia. She's featured throughout this entire trailer alongside a male protagonist. It's kind of fitting that the song that they used for this trailer was Love is a Long Road by Tom Petty. This is because it's assumed that these two characters are romantically intertwined, as it sets the tone for what's about to transpire throughout this entire story. So we see Lucia here locked in prison. I'm assuming this is early on in the game, just because where it is in the trailer, it's the first thing you see in the trailer pretty much. We also meet this character named Stephanie. Maybe she serves as some sort of guidance counselor for our main character, who's just trying to lead us in the right direction. The next shot is of a mini yacht complete with wake back effects here. We see a shark as well, and 4 dolphins swimming off to the side. We see the waves coming into the beach. We see a boat, we see a speedboat, a jet ski, a bunch of swimmers, and the most life-packed beach we've ever seen. Just compare this to the GTA 5 beach. It's completely night and day. This game is so rich and full of life, I literally cannot wait. In this next shot, we see a helicopter coming towards the camera. We also see a plane on the left-hand side going over, which also has contrails. Then we see a much smaller single-engine aircraft over on the right side, which has a banner that reads 919, why 69 when you can 919. I'm completely unsure what that brand 919 is. If you have any ideas, go ahead and leave it in the comments. We get a view of the luxury apartments in the city. We also see an airboat passing through the Everglades. We get a look at a ton of wildlife here, from the birds, the flamingo, to the gators that you can barely see camouflaged in the greens there. And boom, next shot, Chihuahuas confirmed. But no, really, there's a ton of stuff to unpack just in this frame alone. We see the return of the Sea Sparrow from GTA 5 over on the top right hand side of the screen. Then in the middle of the screen, we see what looks to be the Super Velito from GTA 5 as well. We see some more jet skis over on the right hand side of the screen. We see a lifeguard truck, floaties, and then a whole bunch of character models here. Literally come in all shapes and sizes. Our next shot is of 4 speedboats as well as a cargo ship. I also want to take this moment to just take a look at the clouds. I don't know how many of you guys actually played Red Dead Redemption, but the clouds in that game were so dense. They weren't like the clouds in GTA 5 where they were just kind of flat. The clouds in Red Dead Redemption were actually like, they had some depth, like they were vertical, they were all different heights. Just from this screenshot alone, you can tell that these clouds are going to be some of the best we've ever seen in any video game as well. Then we see some freeway signage here. It says Kelly County Vice City International Airport. The exit over on the right side leads you to Stockyard, as well as downtown. Then over on the left-hand side, we see an arena. I can only hope and pray that we get to access the inside of that. And then way in the background, you can see a building here, which literally is built with a hole in the middle of it. There's going to be some crazy-ass stunt jumps and aviation tricks going straight through that thing. We then get a shot of a lowrider club. The cars here are full of customization, full of life, a whole bunch of different liveries. This is about to be a whole lot better than Benny's Auto Shop. And the moment we've all been waiting for, the strip club. It seems like the theme here is Make It Rain Mondays. They got bottle service going on, where they got girls dancing, and a whole bunch of money just splurged everywhere. You ever see a character model and think there's just a little bit too much going on here? Like, this has got to be someone significant. This has got to be a character in the story. Then we get our first shot of Vice City at night. Man, this thing looks beautiful. We got a big super yacht over on the right hand side, a bunch of smaller yachts over on the left side, and some other little boats there. The lighting in that parking lot looks crazy. and the render distance here is insane. I don't see a lot of fog. Hopefully that doesn't change later on as the game comes out, but I'm loving what I'm seeing, and I love how far you can actually see in this game. Here's another shot of the nightlife here in Vice City. Man, this game has so much life, it's insane. We see a panhandler here with an iguana on the shoulders. We see the cheetah license plate on this white cheetah classic. And in the background, we get a glimpse at the Ocean View Hotel, turning from the original Vice City. There's also some other hotels here like the Boardwalk and the Hotel Dixon. We get a view at a different nightclub this time. Then we see a dodo plane flying over here. And man, this water looks crazy. I'm telling you guys, you can literally see through the water. You can see how the different various depths of the ocean floor here. We see boats, cargo ships, a bunch of cars riding through that highway. We also see what might be a blimp or some sort of airship here. I'm not sure. It's kind of hard to tell just because of how far it is. If you know what that is, let me know in the comments. Or it might just be something on that island. I really can't tell. Then damn, we're at a rooftop party and this shit looks insane. I'm telling you, the render distance in this game looks nuts. This is also one of those characters like before when I said that their player model is just a little too good to just be a nobody. This has got to be someone in the story. We also get a shot of the Vice City sign. This next portion of the trailer just kind of shows a whole bunch of social media posts that happen within the game. Social media within the game might be a huge part of GTA 6. Like in this shot where we have Animal Control telling Vice City to stay alert and watch out for any uninvited guests at their next pool party. Or this next in-game social media account called Have a Vice Day giving us a beautiful look at a dump truck. We also have some insane car meets going on here. I know for a fact this is just some sort of cutscene, but if we can get car meets to be this detailed and this full of life, this is gonna be a great fucking thing for the car community. There's also some in-game live streaming here. We also have some CCTV footage of an alligator going through a convenience store. Now that I notice it, it looks like it's the inside of a gas station, as you can see the pumps over in the background. You think the cars will have a fuel system? I kind of hope so. This is probably my favorite shot of the entire trailer. We have police body cam footage where we can see things like the date, the time, and which officer is wearing the vest. There's so many minute details that make this shot so special. This guy seems to be holding some sort of M4A1 carbine, complete with a scope as well. I really wonder what the gun customization is going to be like in this game. We see a new sidearm pistol here. Our next look is of the Arrow gas station, and I just want to take a moment to just appreciate the weather here. I mean, this is obviously a rainy day, and just look at the puddles, the reflection from those puddles. You can literally see this fat guy's reflection in the puddle below him. The detail is insane. Someone's lifted truck zooms by. We get a look at a road rager. I will say that this character model looks crazy as well. From his tattoos to his hairy arms, nasty hairy chest. This is the kind of person I think of when I think about Florida, unfortunately. We see some more freeway signage here. The 404 East is heading over to the Vice beaches, as well as the port of Vice City. The right-hand exit is for the Vice City International Airport, as well as Kelly County. Here we have a look at Vice Vinyls, which seems to be a body shop. I'm not quite sure. Another shot of a typical Floridian, and this shot is so much fun. We got tons of mud, tons of beer, monster trucks, off-road vehicles, ATVs, an American flag. This is one of my favorite shots in the entire trailer. Then we got Grandma dual-wielding two hammers on live. Then we get a look at two sheriff vehicles, being the police car and the SUV, as opposed to Los Santos, which had black and white. We then get a look at characters wearing bandana masks. We'll see why that's important a little bit later on. They look worried. They look like they just robbed something, obviously. Then we get the return of Weasel News here. And then we have our first look at a Spanish news channel. Let's freaking go. At the bottom right, we see it says Mega Noticias, which is mega news in Spanish. Translated to English, the headline reads, "The key to his conviction was the tattoo on his neck that gave him away." We then see some really cool bike activities here. The dirt bikes do look a little bit different than the ones in GTA 5, so that's pretty cool. We see two different types of police counties here. We see the sheriff's office, and I'm not too sure what the other one is. Maybe Kelly County, I don't know. This next shot is from High Rollers magazine. And bam, back to the bandanas that I was talking about earlier. They obviously have cash in hand. They're in a liquor store. You know they robbed that thing. We see a security camera up top, so maybe the mask just kind of conceals them. Just like in Red Dead Redemption 2, how that mask works, it's probably the same thing going on here. Unrelated, but in the background we do see an advertisement for Pisswasser 9, which Rob pointed out might be an alcohol-free version of Pisswasser. Then we see some new, fresh rebranding for E-Cola. Then we get a look at the gun store called Pawn and Gun, as the main characters are trying to flee away from presumably the liquor store that they just robbed. I only think that because you can see the bandana that she's wearing here, so I think it all kind of ties in and this is just one sequence chopped up into bits. Then it's pretty much confirmed that the characters have some sort of romantic relationship here. They've got to be in some getaway motel or something. And here's another shot of them in those same bandanas. Unclear, like I said, if this is just one big sequence chopped up into bits or if they're just a bunch of smaller robberies and stuff. But it definitely is the same thing that they were wearing in all the other shots. So I'm going to go ahead and say that they just showed us a bunch of clips from one robbery. And that's it. That's trailer number 1 for Grand Theft Auto 6. Coming in 2025. How old will you be in 2025? We also have some artwork that Rockstar released here. The trailer dropped about 12 hours early after it got leaked online, but they were pretty quick with it. They got the leakers suspended. It's just an unfortunate set of events. Rockstar ended up just publishing the trailer about an hour after those leaks were circulating. But it doesn't matter. The hype cannot be greater. This is going to be the biggest game of all time. That just about does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to follow us on X to stay up to date with everything. We can get the information to you way quicker than we can here on YouTube, so be sure to follow us over there. If you noticed anything that we missed in the trailer, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. So thank you guys so much for watching, and for everything gaming, you guys know where to find it, right here at CGH.